everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's lovely to be here exchanging energies with you again, or maybe for the first time, but either way it's lovely. So today we're going to be doing a reading where we're going to get a message from your person. So whether you are currently with this person, curious to know what's on their mind, or whether you're in separation from someone or going through a bit of a rough patch, or maybe you're in a bit of a situationship, or maybe you're single and you're just wanting a message from your future person's higher self. Either way, this message can resonate for pretty much anybody. So we will get into that, but first I just want to let everybody know that there is a little package that I'm doing over on my Instagram at the moment, or not really doing it on Instagram, but I've announced it on Instagram. And it's basically like a few little workshops with like a small intimate group of people, sort of as the astrological year closes out and we sort of leave Pisces season and go into Aries season. There's going to be a few different little events and things on. So if you're interested in that, it is super cheap. The minimum donation is $30 Australian, but you can choose anything from 30 Australian dollars and upwards. It's up to you, but there will be probably 4 or more hours of work that we do together across that time. So it's really affordable, and there will be like a lot of work and a lot of stuff done. So for more details, check the Instagram out below, but I won't talk too much more about that. I will go into our pile selections now. So first of all, before you sort of choose a pile, I just want to sort of take a second for you guys just to hold the person that you're thinking of or that you want to pull a message through from today. So just take a second to think of this person and come into this reading with a specific person in mind. And if it's not a specific person and it's your future soulmate, then just think about, just hold the intention of your future soulmate, your future soulmate, your future soulmate. So if you need to, or if you'd like to, just pause for even 10 seconds and just hold that intention for a moment, and then come back and I'll show you the images for each pile selection here, and then you can feel maybe which card is pulling you in to that person's sort of their message or their energy. So yeah, group 1, you guys have the King of Spades here. Group 2, you have the 9 of Hearts. And group 3, you guys have the 7 of Diamonds. So again, if you need to pause, then you can feel free to do so and just hold your person in mind, keep that intention there, and then feel which card has their message sort of drawing you in, or just subtly pulling at your energy. It might not necessarily be like the prettiest card or the card you first see or the card you're first noticing, but once you drop into that intuitive space, you should have a strong feeling about which pile you just really have to watch. And then I'll see you over in your video. Hi group 1, welcome to your reading. So we are going to go into your person's energy, and we're going to channel a message from their higher self. So keep in mind that the higher self is usually a lot more wise than the 3D self. So potentially what comes through may not always reflect the situation completely accurately, because this is, coming from a little bit of a higher perspective. So the higher self usually has a little bit more truth and a little bit more insight. So yes, just keep in mind that sometimes it won't necessarily reflect their reality, but this is their higher self speaking. So just keep that in mind. Of course, it's general, so take what resonates for you, leave the rest. But we will get into your message. So first of all, the King of Spades connects to the King of Swords in tarot. So this is someone that's pretty intelligent, mature, wise, a good leader. They can remain really objective. They have good judgment and things like that. So, really, really good positives about this person. They could be an excellent communicator, but they're not the most emotional of all of the suits. So sometimes they can be either emotionally blocked or just someone that really rules with their head, not their heart, so they can be a little bit disconnected from their heart space, and just someone who's a little bit more analytical. For some reason, I get an energy with this card of someone that's either trying to create tradition in their life, or do things more traditionally, or they are a very traditional person. And I feel like they also have very strong values and beliefs, but they're also very objective to others' values and beliefs, and they're not someone who would get in like a heated debate over things. They would be someone that wants to hear other sides, and they just remain objective, and they're very open to communicating about things and discussing things in healthy ways. They don't get offended by someone's difference of opinion. That's what that is. So that's kind of telling me a little bit about your person. Well, at least for some of you, but we will go deeper in and get some channeled messages. So I don't know why, considering this person seems to be a bit more like serious and not so emotional, but for some reason I'm drawn to the Friends Tarot for their energy. So I'm going to start shuffling. We'll pull a few cards out, and then I'll start channeling a message through if I can. I say if I can because sometimes it comes out like it's them talking, and then sometimes it comes out as in like information for you that they just want me to sort of pass on. So kind of just, we have to flow with whatever comes through in the reading. So if I can channel a message as if I'm talking on their behalf, I'll do so, but sometimes it doesn't necessarily come out that way. All right, so what would Group 1's person like to say to Group 1 at the moment? Okay, so it's weird. We're talking about the King of Spades over here, or the King of Swords, and I was saying that could be someone who's a great communicator, but I feel like when it comes to you, they trip over their words. They can't quite find the right words because you disarm them a little bit. I'm just watching the way the cards are behaving, and it's like all these cards want to come out, but they can't quite get there, or then when one comes out, too many come out, and it's almost like this person either says too much, or they say not enough, or they stumble, they stutter, they trip up their words because you disarm them. You make them a little bit nervous, Group 1. What would Group 1's person like to say to Group 1, please? Lately I have been like sort of pulling the cards out myself, but today I thought since we're channeling a message, I'll let their energies select the cards and bring them out. So we will be shuffling today. What would Group 1's person like to say to Group 1, please? We've got the Queen of Cups. We've got the Nine of Cups in reverse. Wheel of Fortune. We've got the Six of Swords. How am I going to... Okay, so bottom deck we have, okay, well, the Seven of Swords underneath. All right, so first of all, this person thinks that you are so incredibly beautiful or so incredibly handsome, if maybe you're a masculine energy watching this, but either way, this person just thinks that you are visually just gorgeous, but also that you have an inner beauty that just sort of radiates to match that that physical appearance as well. So this person feels a lot of emotion for you, and they see you as the one, the world, the person that you end up with. So they view you as this, but the difficulty comes when it comes to feeling worthy, feeling able to express themselves clearly to you, and feeling like they deserve you. It feels like there's guilt here, and then it can kind of, the Seven of Swords here can kind of confirms that to me, is that potentially you guys already know of each other, or have some kind of history, or there's some kind of like lies or deception or dishonesty going on, perhaps like the first time that you connect. It seems as though their higher self can really own the fact that they feel like you're the one for them, and that you're the person that they're destined to be with, but they struggle to acknowledge this and accept it within themselves, let alone announce it to you and like make a judgment call in regards to it. They're very passionate about creating change in the connection. They want to transform it. They want things to move in a more positive direction. And, to have the King of Wands coming out to clarify that Wheel of Fortune, like it's something that they desire. They, deep down to the core, they really desire positive change and transformation, but they feel that moving forward is impossible, but this is an illusion. So with the Moon here clarifying the Six of Swords in reverse, they feel like moving in a positive direction here is just impossible, and that's their own limiting beliefs or their own fears or their own subconscious at play there. I do feel I feel that this person took from you in the past. So if that was just like energetically or emotionally they took from you, or maybe they actually took from you in some circumstances, which would be really even more crappy. But I feel like they definitely took something from you, and they tried to sort of get away without being caught. So I do feel for some of you that this was a bit of like a ghosting situation, rather than communicate the fact that they weren't emotionally available or ready or capable for a connection. They just sort of disappeared, and it was kind of a way to leave a window open for them to return, if that makes sense. So I do pick up an energy of regret and guilt over what they have done in the past, and wanting to right the wrongs, wanting to face up to things. This is coming from their higher self, but their 3D self seems to be, as I said, limited. The way that they're thinking, the way they're viewing the situation is very fear-based, and they're viewing it very negatively rather than viewing it in a positive light. So they still haven't really faced their emotions or faced their subconscious yet. So they're just, until they really do that, they're not really going to be ready to progress anything anyway. But I do feel like, yeah, again, with the Empress, I feel like this person really views you as someone so like amazing and powerful and just everything that anybody could ever want, like a dream partner, and they just feel like they can't measure up to that. I feel like they're 3D self sabotages, and when they get like when the connection gets to a certain point, they just like yeah, they just sort of go ghost, or they just pull away without really any explanation, because it's their fears creeping in, and it just really unsettles them, and it, yeah, they just sort of leave, and it's like every time they leave, a piece of you leaves with them. And I feel like they may have entered and exited your life a fair few times, because I can't help but feel like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because as I said, every time they leave, a piece of you leaves with them. It could even be like up to 5 times this person's come in and out of your life, and each time they take a piece, and it's almost like, you know, there's only 2 pieces of you left. Like how much are they going to take before, you know, you just end up with absolutely nothing left? Um all right, next we'll go into the Lover's Oracle and get another couple of messages from their higher self. So what would Group 1's person like to say to Group 1, please? What would Group 1's higher self like to say to Group 1? Oh, 4. I don't really like 4, but we'll do it, because usually these ones I find are pretty bang on. So the first message they would like to say is freedom. There is nothing stopping you. The path is clear if you want it to be. I get a bit of a funny energy from that. That's almost like a 3D self message. Like this is something that they would say to you in the 3D realm when they're in their ego type of thing. Like there's nothing stopping you. The path's clear if you want it to be. Like, do you, be you, run free. I don't necessarily feel a super gentle energy from this card, which is interesting, because usually I do feel a more gentle energy in this. But I'm going to put a higher self spin on it, and I do feel like even though their 3D self would be like, so let's say you've had a conversation where you're like, I don't want to waste time anymore, like I don't want to be held back. You know, I've got things to do, I've got goals and dreams that I want to achieve, and this is this person saying, well, I'm not stopping you. Like if that's what you want to do, go do it. And that's their 3D message, but their higher self is trying to kind of come from a different perspective and say that, you know, this is your path to walk and you shouldn't let me stop you. Like if you want to achieve your goals and, you know, you have things that you want to do, then you should absolutely go and do that. Don't let me block your path. Choose yourself. It's okay to choose yourself. We have here, criticizing one another will only lead to further unhappiness. Love and accept each other as you are, and your relationship will magically transform. So there could be a little bit of like tension or resentment being withheld towards one another, or maybe you to your person, and maybe they're asking you to try to let all that go, because it will create further blockages, and all of the past energies need to sort of just be purged and let go of if you want to have a future together. But obviously that's if that's what you want. So you get to decide here. If you don't like what you're hearing, you don't have to go down this path. You can take a different path. But I think if you wanted to bring this connection to fruition, then part of bringing that to fruition would be acceptance, and accepting the current circumstances, accepting that everyone's where they're meant to be at the right time, and divine timing is always working for you, not against you. And just sort of allowing the path to unfold in divine timing. Oh, excuse me, there's a lot of energy coming through at the moment for these messages here. My beloved, though we may be physically apart, spiritually we are always united, for love transcends space and time. Nothing is missing. So for those of you that do hope for a future with this person, their higher self is saying that even though in the 3D you're physically apart, your souls are always united. So you may have a very deep connection with this person, something very spiritual, and your energy is always really together in a different realm. So find comfort in knowing that you're always together somewhere, even if it's not in this realm, and know that you guys can connect in other realms as well. And then here we have manifesting miracles. Your dream is soon to become reality. Trust your heart and continue to follow its guidance. So I feel like that's, we did have that message that some of you guys are like trying to achieve something, trying to, trying to make your dreams come true, trying to earn some type of success, or trying to grow, expand, create things in your life. And this could be them just sort of supporting you and saying, you know, your dreams are about to come reality. This is kind of like them being your number one supporter, like saying, yes, keep following your heart, keep following your passions, keep going. Everything's about to come to fruition. And then also this could be a sign that this person or this relationship is going to become a reality soon, if that's something that you do want. And the more that you trust the journey and have faith in the journey, like we kind of touched on here, and accept it for what it is, the quicker that it can actually come to fruition, because you're not putting any pressure on it, or you're not being codependent on it. You're just sort of accepting the situation for what it is and letting the wheel of fortune work in divine timing. Let's see what advice they would give to you right now, their higher self, in terms of your self-care and your personal experience. So what would this person's higher self say to group 1 in terms of advice? What does group 1's person want group 1 to do for themselves? We have 2. I'll take them both. So we have the Deer, trust, approach the situation with a light heart. So as we said here, trust your heart, continue to follow its guidance, trust the process, trust the journey, have faith. Even if you're not together in the physical realm here, look, you're together in the spiritual realm. It's like their energy is always really with you, and you're always connected. So everything is as it should be, and you can kind of release the heaviness in your heart that comes from worrying and being concerned about the connection, and just sort of lighten that load by choosing faith and surrender. The other message is the polar bear, nurture. Allow any anxieties and worries to be gently released and offered up to be healed. So I do pick up that the majority of this group do want this connection to come back around, and that's probably the reason that you're here. But it seems like part of bringing it to fruition, as we've just figured out very, very clearly, is releasing all of the anxiety, the concern, the worries, and just having faith and choosing those positive vibrations. So faith, surrender, trust. So choosing all of those and letting everything else go, accepting the situation for how it already is, and just trusting that it'll come to fruition at the right time. And that's how you're going to manifest this miracle to come to fruition. So you need to really drop into your heart space and not think so much about it, but tune into your heart space and sort of feel and trust instead. So that's what I have as a message from your person. So in the extended version for pile 1, we might look at, and I am just going to sort of write this down at the same time, so bear with me because I don't want to forget. But I think we will look at, first we'll look at their we'll look at their intentions going forward. We'll look at what's helping them, or what's helping them and what's hindering them. We will look at if they're going to take any actions. And when. And we'll get my goodie jar out where we'll do zodiac signs, initials. We'll do physical appearance traits because I've also added those into my goodie jar where we get to look at things like hair colours, eye colours, body parts that you're attracted to or that are just like aesthetically pleasing. What else is in there? Like I don't know, there's various other stuff. There's stuff about their personality and stuff like that as well. So we'll get the goodie jar out and intentions, what's helping them, hindering them, will they take action and when, and the goodie jar. I think that'll be plenty. I may add more if I think about it, but that'll be the bare minimum that comes through for the extended for pile 1. So thanks for being here, guys. It was lovely to read for you today. If this is where I leave you, thank you so much for being here. If I'm seeing you in the extended, I'll see you over there. But either way, guys, take care and I hope to see you again soon. Bye. Hi, Group 3. Welcome to your, what are we doing? Messages from your person reading. Wow, sorry about me. Obviously, I'm a little bit distracted or something. So this is going to be a channeled message from the person that you had in mind when you selected this pile. So regardless of your circumstances, we're going to pull a message through from their higher self. We'll try to bring it through as if it's coming directly from them, but depending on how the message comes out, it might come out more like advice, it might come out more like facts, or it might come out more like a love letter. Who knows? We just leave it open. Everyone's energy is different. So we just allow spirit to make that judgment call on how it should come through. So if you were drawn to this pile, you've been drawn to the 7 of Diamonds here. So this is linked to the 7 of Pentacles in Tarot, which can be a card about divine timing. So there could be issues with divine timing, right person, wrong time, that kind of energy going on here. Or this feels like you've been waiting for this person for a really long time. So maybe you've been single for a long time, wondering when your person's going to come. Or maybe you've already been with this person for a long time and you're kind of wondering, like, what's next? Where's it going from here? So regardless of what your personal circumstance is, there's an energy of waiting here, waiting for the right time, divine timing, being patient. So that's what I'm getting from your 7 of Diamonds there. So we will start pulling some cards to get a message from this person. And which deck do I want to go to? I prefer to just pick when I'm in the energy, because I feel like when I'm in the energy, I can kind of get a feel for which deck is right. And I do feel like, I feel really torn actually. go with this one. Okay, so for group 3, what would their person's higher self like to say to group 3 at the moment? What would group 3's person's higher self like to say to group 3? So I won't be picking the cards myself today. I'll be letting their energy bring through the cards that they wish to bring out today. So we've got the Knight of Inspiration in the reverse. I hate taking more than like 1 or 2 cards. This one half came out before, but it didn't quite make it. So I am inclined to possibly take them. Interesting. So we'll just get a clarifier for each of these now, and then I will bring the message through. Well, I do feel like they're all meant to come out. And then the moon throws me because I was just getting clarifiers. So maybe we'll just put him over here and perhaps use it as like a bottom deck. But we will quickly note, okay, so on the bottom of the deck is the Emperor in reverse. So you've got a 4, a 4, a 4. So maybe you're seeing 444 a lot. Or maybe you'll see 444 a lot when this person is thinking about you or something like that. But it seems as though, I want to say they don't quite feel like they are fully in their power, fully in control. All right, so let's have a look here. Just note that that's over there. So it seems like this person wants to say that something about meeting you or coming into contact with you really brought fireworks into their life, and it really ignited a whole lot of passion and excitement, and they moved towards you very quickly. And then as quickly as you guys connected and as bright as the spark was, it immediately instigated this period of needing to go within. It's like you triggered healing within this person and made them face a few things or realize a few things about themselves. So something about coming into contact with you really made them reassess and just pause and take a really good look at themselves for some reason. It seems as though the minute they came in, they saw potential with you, but they knew that there was a limit to this potential for some reason, and they may not have been completely honest with you. They may not have got that off their chest. But it seems like you triggered a lot of emotion in them, and then it caused them to move in the other direction because of something that was maybe hidden. So this person didn't really expect possibly to feel that connection. But we've got the Ace of Emotions and the Ten of Emotions on the table, which, although they're in reverse, they're very big cards. So it's like they didn't allow themselves to go down that road, but it was definitely there. So they could see potential, and they felt things brewing beneath the surface, and this really scared them because they didn't want that type of growth or that type of commitment at that time. Instead of kind of, it seems like they were in a period in their life where they were very discontent, and they had a lot of things going on that they were concerned about, so much so that they couldn't really see things for what they were. They had very clouded judgment, and then I feel like they just had to sort of go and walk a certain path by themselves and address some fears, address some things that they haven't addressed yet, because it seems like perhaps there were some suppressed emotions or some subconscious beliefs or something going on inside them that they hadn't really become aware of until they met you for some reason. So I feel like they have you on a bit of a pedestal, in the sense of maybe they thought that they were like all that in a bag of chips, and then they met you and you had like everything going for you, and then suddenly they were like, wow, like kind of just reassessing their life and being like, well, okay, what do I actually have then? So say they were doing well like financially or something, and in a good position in that sense, they were like, yeah, I've got it all. But then they met you, and maybe you've got like a house, a kid or kids, and or like you've really grown, or you're really emotionally mature, or you've got you're like living a dream or chasing a dream or something. You like awakened them to a bigger picture or a bigger reality where they got outside themselves and were like, okay, hang on a minute, well, do I actually have I got it made? Like, is this right? Am I living a life that I value? Am I living a life of meaning? Like, what am I doing here? And it seemed to trigger something within this person. So they really started questioning a lot of things, and they kind of have gone on this like spiritual journey, it seems, since meeting you. So we have a lot of water and a lot of fire on the table. We've also got Taurus, Pisces, Aries, Cancer. But yeah, that's the message that I can see there thus far. So now we'll go to the Lover's Oracle, and we'll get another couple of messages from their higher self. What would Group 3's person's higher self tell them right now? I tell you what, as difficult as these cards are to shuffle, they always come through. Like, I don't think I've ever pulled out a message that was hard to grasp. Like, it just fit the situation perfectly every time. What would Group 3's higher self say to Group 3? Oh my gosh. That flew all the way off the table. I'm going to actually have to go and get that. Oh, hold on a second, guys. Okay, so I'll just tuck my little microphone back in here. All right, sorry about that. So it was embrace. Through each other, you find the missing pieces. Oh, that's really cute. It was kind of worth having a crawl on the floor for. So this is what I kind of feel like is what I was kind of getting through here. It's like you awakened them to the missing pieces within them, and then it triggered them on this path of like trying to find what means a lot to them, what matters to them, what are they passionate about, what are they, what do they want to achieve long term. So it's like all the things that they weren't aware of, you triggered them to come to the surface, and then they've had to go on this like healing journey since connecting with you. Very interesting, group 3. So what else would, let's just fix that quickly. What else would group 3's higher self say? No, group 3's person's higher self. I'm going to put that back because I messed that up and I don't know if that's going to be the right person. What would group 3's person's higher self say to group 3? Transformation. Oh, sorry about me. Oh God, get it together. Why did I just start laughing so much? I don't know if like a really playful energy just came in or something, but anyway, transformation. Your relationship with one another is about to deepen. Love conquers and transforms all things. Oh my God, you guys are getting really cute messages. So it looks like things are about to change in this connection. So whatever stage you're at the moment, it looks like something's going to transform very soon. So whether you're together and there's been some distance, or whether you're just completely out of contact, or whether you're kind of connected but you have no idea what's really going on, it's about to transform. So I think that it's moving in a positive direction and there's not really anything to fear here. It says, it is important right now to take a step back and spend some time alone. Instead of placing your focus on another, now is the time to give to yourself. So their higher self wants you to worry less about them. They're fine. They're going through this journey, but they understand that this is necessary. It's a very important part of their journey, and it's going to lead you back to each other. And they're saying right now it's important to take the focus off of them and to focus on yourself and start giving to yourself, making sure that you're good, making sure that you're on path, making sure that you're investing into yourself and investing into the things that mean most to you, and basically worrying about things that you can control instead of worrying about this person so much. Maybe your energy is very heavily on this person, and in the energetic realms, perhaps it's getting to be a little bit, I don't want to trigger anybody, but maybe it is suffocating or it's causing more blockages because it's putting too much pressure on the situation. So maybe you just need to sort of take a step back, get reacquainted with yourself and just reprioritize and refocus your energy onto some different things, repurpose your energy onto some more important things. And underneath the deck, they've got, deep in your heart, you already know the answer. Do what feels right. Oh, and under that, romance, Cupid, arrow strikes. So I do feel like this is soon for you guys. The extended will be interesting because we get to look at some timing and stuff. But they're saying deep in your heart, you already know the answer. So for now, just do what feels right and let the situation unfold naturally. The last little bit of info that we're going to get for this portion of the reading, before I tell you about the extended, is a piece of advice from them to you in terms of like self-care or like some personal advice, just for yourself. Even though they were giving pretty good advice in here, this is more like something that you can do for you in a more physical sense usually, but we'll see what we get. So what is group 3's person's advice to group 3? What is group 3's person's advice to group 3? Okay. I think it was actually we'll take them both. I think group 1 got 2 as well, so we'll take both of them anyways. Yeah, so the first one here is dog, divine service. Now the dog is all about being loyal to yourself. So how can you serve yourself better? And we've really got that coming through here anyway with this message right here about taking a step back and looking at your own energy and placing your focus on yourself. So how can you serve yourself better? You know, getting back to your basic needs, creating a sacred space around you, connecting with your heart space, connecting with your spiritual team. Just general self-care and looking after yourself is going to help look after this connection as well. And the koi fish, abundance, move with the flow of abundance around and through you. So I think that this is about dropping into your heart space and surrendering, and then just sort of moving with the flow. Also trying to drop into the energy of abundance as much as you can and really like create it within you so that it cultivates around you. So I do feel like maybe moving your body is something that's coming through to me. Like I'm thinking of the fish in the water and the moving. So maybe even swimming where you're like moving your body, but otherwise like dancing and moving your body in the house. I'm even seeing like a shaking dog when they start to, like when you see some videos of dogs and they start to like shake their bum a little bit. I'm seeing that too. So yeah, really moving your body so that you're getting like flexible and in flow and loosening everything up so that, yeah, life loosens up around you as well. I think it's like about just generating flow from within. Yeah. So in the extended reading, we're going to look at this person's intentions. We're going to look at what's helping them or what's hindering them at the moment. We're going to look at will they take action and when, and we're going to go into my favorite little goodie jar where we get things like initials, zodiac signs, personality traits, and also physical traits have been added into that now as well. So like certain physical features that are really attractive, or like their hair color, eye color, things like that. So that's another addition into that. So it's really fun and very informative. So if you want to join me, the link's in the description box below and I'll see you over there. But if this is where I leave you, then thank you very much for watching and I really hope to see you again soon. Look after yourselves. Take care. Bye. Hi Group 2, welcome to your reading. So today we're going to get into a message from your person, whoever that person that may be that you were holding that intention in place for at the beginning. And you guys have chosen the 9 of Hearts here. So as you may have already guessed, the 9 of Hearts links to the 9 of Cups in the tarot. And this tells me that your person is very focused on like self-fulfillment and what's that word? Self-gratification. Is it self-gratification? I think that's what they're giving me. Self-gratification. Short-term gratification. We'll go into it and we'll find out more, but I'm hearing something about like, yeah, essentially they're not really looking long-term. They're just sort of worried about, very much focused on the self and what makes them happy. Not so much focused on like partnership, but very focused on the self. So that's the energy I'm getting on the card. So we will go into the messages. So in this section, we're going to find out or just get a few various messages from the person themselves, including a piece of advice that they would give to you in terms of something that you can do for yourself as well. So this is all coming from them. And then in the extended version, we go into their truthful intentions. We're going to look at what's helping them and hindering them. We're going to look at which actions they're going to take next and when they might be. And we're going to pull out my goodie jar where we go into zodiac signs, initials, characteristics, and even physical traits are now added to the goodie jar. So, you know, we might get information like dark hair, blue eyes, brown eyes. We might get some of their attractive attributes about their physical appearance, things like that. So lots of good information, but we're going to start here with the channeled message. So I'm going to start with the Friends Tarot for you guys, and we're going to get a message from your person. would group two's person like to say to group two at the moment? Okay, so there seems to be quite a focus on the material world, creating sort of long-term abundance. Interesting. This person, group two, needs to make a judgment call between what seems to be you and somebody else. Now, I'll be real with you. For some of you, I feel like it could be like their mum. Maybe if their mum doesn't like you, that could be a thing with the Empress there. And they're needing to kind of like decide which path to take here. Or there could literally be like two people involved here. They're trying to make a choice between you and someone else. It looks like they're saying that they're aware they need to make a decision and they need to commit long term to something. But with the Queen of Wands and the Empress and then the Judgment card, they need to make a decision about which route they're going to take, and they need to commit to one or the other. They can't be doing this back and forth thing or leaving things in limbo. They really need to make a proper judgment call here. I do feel like maybe if this is resonating, that for some of you, they have like a very lustful connection to someone else, and that confuses them because they can maybe confuse lust for something more than it really is, and maybe that it just sort of confuses them because it looks like one person is the Empress, which is like all of the queens in one, like spiritually evolved, mentally evolved, emotionally evolved, beautiful, independent, financially secure, could be like running your own business or creating your own abundance in life, that type of energy. And then one is a very passionate, fiery, attractive sort of connection. And it's like there seems to be some sort of like, a decision needs to be made. Someone's got to make a judgment call here. Interesting. Yeah, this is someone that plays around, someone very non-committal. So even if they did make a serious offer to one or the other, I wouldn't even, to be honest, I'm not even sure that I would even buy it. Oh, guys. Oh gosh, look at that on the bottom, Seven of Swords in reverse. So I'm just going to call it how I see it. This person's higher self is potentially coming through with a higher perspective here, but here's what we've got. So this person doesn't feel like they are capable of long-term commitment, even though they are aware that a decision or a judgment call needs to be made here. They don't have no idea how to commit to anything. They're very non-committal. The Page of Wands is like, here today, gone tomorrow. You know, one day he's a potato, the next day he's a robot, and the next day he's something else. Like whatever he's passionate about, he just follows that passion. It doesn't matter who he's hurting along the way. It doesn't matter how many people he's got in circulation at the same time. I just feel like this person is just full of betrayal. This person, whether you guys were together officially or not, and on whatever level you were on, this person made the judgment call when they went to somebody else instead of you. That was their judgment call. So if you guys are trying to hold on or try to make this work or try to cling to the connection, my personal advice here is let go, because even their message to you comes across as just so I don't even have a word to describe it. Like even their higher self is just like all over the place. This person just doesn't have like the self-discipline to control themselves. I get it. That's where I was getting that. Do you remember at the beginning I was talking about like self-gratification or short-term gratification? It's just come to me. Instant gratification. If they see something appealing, they don't have the control to withhold themselves from it. They have to follow it. They have to follow that pull. They can't stop themselves. So it doesn't matter, like I said, it doesn't matter who gets hurt along the way. They're not even thinking about who gets hurt along the way. Even they are probably hurt once it happens, but they just are in this pattern where there's no self-control, there's no self-discipline. And they're not even someone that is willing to own up to their mistakes and just sort of come clean and be like, yeah, I stuffed up, I lied, I cheated. They're still in denial and they're still trying to be like, I swear I'm like better, I've closed these cycles, but this is still in that reverse position. There's still a reason for you to be skeptical. I don't like this energy at all, group 2. I'm sorry to say it, but if you're here and you're resonating with this message, then I'm sure you probably agree with me on some level. So I do feel like this comes across as like a masculine energy who had feminine energies on the side and tried to keep them under wraps. These people could never measure up to you, but I think somehow they just made them feel good about themselves. Like they fueled their ego. They presented well, so this person felt like they had no choice but to pursue. Like that's the kind of... And for some reason, I get the vibe that maybe women seem to throw themselves at this person, if that resonates for you, or even if it's a guy or like whatever the case, the opposite sex or even maybe the same sex. They seem to just be like ready and willing and available. Like they're like, yep, I'm here for it. So they could be like a really attractive person, or they could just get a lot of attention, but they have zero self-control. They're all about instant gratification. I feel like there's someone who can create an opportunity easy as, but they can never sustain it. So even like jobs, projects, anything that they say that they're going to do, it never comes to fruition. It's like they start it and they plant a seed and then it's over just as quickly as it started. Like they just don't have the ability to follow through. That's what I'm really picking up here. And you're coming through as this Empress energy, as the viewer, and so I feel like you're just wasting your time. Like you come in such a powerful, strong energy, and the Empress does not chase after these low-level fools. So who knows, maybe you're here just to see if things will change in the future, or you're here to see if they're willing to be accountable or own up to their mistakes. But there's not even an apology in here or accountability. It's like they were almost trying to be like, yes, I'm here for an offer. I want to commit long term. You're beautiful. You're everything. I'm making a judgment call. And then as I clarified, then I got to the truth where there's still a Page of Wands. And we've still got all this residual energy and other energies coming into play, and this betrayal and this backstabbing and this dishonest energy that's not even, like I said, they're not even taking accountability for that either. They're not even willing to admit. They're just wanting to like pretend and brush over it, and yeah. All right, so let's go over to the Lover's Oracle. I'm a little bit nervous to see what messages are going to come out of here. It is meant to be from their higher self, but Spirit may hijack this part and give you personal advice. I'm not quite sure, but let's see what the message is here for group 2. Surrender. At times we must surrender the old before something new can enter our lives. Let go and all will work out. So I do believe that you're being asked to just let all of this go. Like, stop even coming to watch these readings about this person. Like, they are just so not worth your time or energy. And until you can fully surrender this old expired cycle, nothing new can enter that's going to come in and really fulfill you. You're going to be stuck at this 9 of Cups and not really growing to that 10 of Cups. So it's time to let all of this go so that what's meant to be can work out. Look deep within your heart and you will feel my love for you. My love is as deep as the ocean. So maybe I feel skeptical about this card. I really do. I feel like they're really turning it on. Like, I feel like now they're trying to be all high and mighty. And be like, it's time to surrender, let go of me. My love for you is as deep as the ocean. Just hold it forever. Almost trying to get you just to hold on a little bit, just enough. But no. Okay, I don't want messages from this person's higher self. Spirit, what's group 2's advice? Divine Spirit. What's group 2's message here from Divine Spirit? What's group 2's message from Divine Spirit? Okay, so we're not going to take those, but we might take this one. Oh, there's 2 there too. Oh. We've got deep in your heart, you already know the answer. Do what feels right. So I do feel like deep down in your heart, you know that this isn't right, and you know that it's the right thing to do would be to move on. And this is telling you that you already know this. So you just need to now act upon it and follow that feeling. And then trust. Transformation occurs through acceptance. Once you accept the current situation, it will automatically transform. So it's time to really accept this for what it is. This person is stuck in a cycle where they can't change or evolve at the moment, and it's not your responsibility to fix them or heal them or help them in any way. It's now time to just sort of surrender, even if you have to surrender with love, even if it's you saying to them, you'll always feel my love is as deep as the ocean, but I already know the answer. I need to leave this behind. I need to accept that I can't change you, and the only thing that I can do is just leave it behind and find what's right for me and find the fulfilling things in life, because the positive change comes when you finally accept this situation and decide to really just sort of move on and leave it behind, because it feels very karmic to me. And yeah, it just looks like it's going to be a repeating cycle because this person hasn't grown, unfortunately. So that's the message there. And then what can group 2 do for themselves? We've got the rabbit, sensitive soul, strengthen your boundaries and cut cords. So you need to put firmer boundaries in place for this person. Stop letting them back in. You need to actually cut that cord. Do a cord cutting ceremony like on YouTube or something and really cut that energetic cord so that they stop coming back in. People can reattach cords, so maybe you might need to do that, once a week until they finally let go. But it seems like in this situation, it's definitely time to cut the cord. It seems like you're a very sensitive soul and they know how to use that to their advantage. The bear. You are the light. It is safe to step fully into your light. So yeah, they're very attracted to your light and that's what attracts them towards you. But now it's time for you to step fully into your light by letting this negative attachment go to this person. So by you sort of stepping away from them, you're stepping more fully into your power and into your light, into your potential. So that's the advice that you're getting there. So if you would like to join me in the extended reading, we are going to look even deeper. We will see if they have any intentions that are sort of shifting in the future. We will see what's helping them and what's hindering them. We will see if they're going to take any actions and when. And by looking at their intentions as well, we can have a look at what their true intentions are behind those actions and whether they're worth investing in. And we're also going to pull out the goodie jar, which is my jar of hints where we get zodiac signs, initials, characteristics, and we also have physical traits added to that collection now where we can find out things about hair colour, eye colour, attributes about them that you find really attractive, whether it's a body part or their style or things like that. Lots of information to go through and pull out for you guys if you are keen to join me over there. But if this is where I leave you, thank you so much for being here and watching. Take care and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.